Bishop, it seemed like there was an adjustment in the second half on Kingston, where you kind of put more pressure on him to change the way that Houston played. What did you do that was so effective in the second half?
Yeah, obviously he's a really good player, had a really good game, but I think just playing hard. I don't think, it was really an adjustment. We knew he was attacking hard, right, but, just sitting down the guard.
So, Ben, Ryan, Grant, Cora.
Rick, we talked about Bishop yesterday, but what more can you say today about his performance and just how much do you believe he kind of set the tone during the first half for you?
Well, like I said yesterday, I think he's becoming one of the best defensive guards in the country, and there's no doubt that it's a hard role for a player to buy into and want to do it. But he's all about team. He wants to win more than anything else, and we knew during the whole recruiting process he was a winner, and he would do whatever it would take. And we're asking him to go to fill a major role, and he's embraced it. And obviously proud of him. I mean, I'm glad those free throws were huge. And while he was shooting them, I said, if anybody deserves to make these, it's him, because how hard he's worked even through his rehab. And but he's starting, and he's got so much more growth for it. Offensively, he's going to just continue to get better and better. But we need him to keep that focus, and he was terrific as he was last night.
Bishop, what does the process look like in the last year of buying into what you could be for this team defensively?
Yeah, obviously last year we had a bunch of senior guards, really good players. So I think, my mindset last year was if the roles were reversed, I'd want them to, cheer me on and not have a bad attitude. So I think just last year supporting the team any way I could, and then coming into this year, he talked about that role I needed to fill was be a defensive stopper because we lost some really good defenders last year. So just having that mindset.
Rick, what would you say you're most proud of after that kind of effort, that kind of win from your team?
Well, everybody, I'd heard the chatter that we hadn't played anybody, and, but we had. We had a great scrimmage against Ohio State, and we had a great exhibition game against Duke, and we knew after both of those that if we could continue to grow, that we had a chance. We got a group of guys that really like each other. They work hard. They work hard every day, and more guys are starting to understand the roles. I mean, everyone that played tonight, whether it was, you think about Moses Steele, you think about Jalen coming off the bench, doing what he had to do, and obviously these two guys in the backcourt with Nate getting 3 fouls that were questionable at best, and but working through that. It's just, this team, we knew that people would be talking about what we've done up until this point, and this group of guys want to make this their team and their season, and they've worked at it now for 6-7 months, and just a great team. It was truly a great team effort. So many different guys.
Cora, then over here to Brendan.
Rick, that 7-minute scoring drought started with a Bishop block, and then he had offensive rebounds on your next 2 possessions. He scored 1, assisted JP on the next. Just how important was his rebounding and everything else he was doing in addition to his defense?
Well, you need a guy. I mean, obviously we feel like we've got some scores in Nate and Ja'Kobi and our post guys. And that's the difference in our team a year ago. We had no inside game. We got something there, but you need a connector too, and that's what he's done. He's willing to sacrifice some things offensively to know who he's playing with, know what he has to do. I think he's really starting to understand the game more and more. But you have to have a guy that plays that role, and in some ways it might be the most important role in the team. I know one thing, it's definitely the hardest in terms of just having to go out and grind it out, and not only is he doing that, he's trying to get down the court, doing what he needs to do offensively, but tonight I thought, he impacted the game in more ways than just his defense.
Rick, right here. The game kind of flipped on like a 7-minute stretch midway through the second half. You guys went on a 10-0 run, held them without a basket for 7 minutes straight. What did you specifically like from your defense and how they walled up during that period?
Well, I thought the biggest thing throughout the game, we started the game and we missed some shots that that we think like you need to make, but at no point in time did these guys stop believing it. They know it's a 40-minute game, and I think as the game goes on, guys start filling each other out. I think that's these guys definitely do that. We talk about how we like to pressure as much as we can, but I thought these guys figured it out themselves, and they were very talkative, very active in the timeouts, and got some good play with our post guys, and a little bit better with our ball screen coverage. Still got to get better, but just being with them and hearing them talk, coach each other, and hearing them talk about adjustments that need to be made is a step in the right direction.
Lindsay Schnell, Athletic. For Ja'Kobi and Bishop, the last few years there's been a lot of talk around the NCAA about how athletes are being harassed on campus, on social media because of gambling. Their peers are putting money on games, and I wondered, here we are in the gambling capital of the world. In the times that you guys have been walking around the hotel, warming up, have you had fans shout things at you? I need you to go for this many points tonight.
No.
Anything like that?
No, we haven't. I mean, I haven't myself. I know we don't look at that really. Like if they're texting us or something, we won't pay attention to that.
I know one of our teammates shot a 3 at the end of the game the other day. Like, yeah, people DMing him saying like you're being investigated and stuff like that, thinking all that. But no, nothing serious.
That.
In the back here, Matt Miller, CBS Sports. This is for both of you guys. Just big picture stuff. You guys are 2-0, and now you will sit and wait and see on how the other results play out to determine what your opponent will be tomorrow. How aware were you of just the point differential factor? This isn't bracket play, and as the game, I mean, it was an intense and competitive game, so I don't know if from going in, I know you want to win, but were you aware of the fact that, okay, if we want to win, but we want to play for the championship, like we might have to beat Houston by 5 points or 10 points or whatever? How much of that was even a factor in your prep, or just awareness, consciousness as the game played out?
You're just trying to win.
We were definitely aware, but we just wanted to get the win.
We're too good of a team to worry about, points, and we're just trying to play as hard as we can and get a win.
All right, we got to get Houston in, so we're going to walk back. Tennessee local media.